You see, too many people spend their whole life waiting, waiting for the perfect moment, waiting for the right opportunity, waiting until everything feels safe before they take the first step. But let me tell you, if you keep waiting, you will waste your best years doing nothing. Life does not wait for you. Opportunity does not knock forever. The world belongs to those who start, even when they are not ready. When I was young, I failed many times. I was rejected from jobs, rejected from schools, even rejected from the simplest opportunities. But I didn't wait for someone to hand me a golden ticket. I decided to start, even when I had nothing, and that decision changed my life. The truth is, passion is not something you wait to discover. It's something you create by taking action. If you want to find your purpose, you must first stop sitting on the sidelines and begin living. Passion comes when you give your energy, your time, your heart to something bigger than yourself. It doesn't come from thinking, it comes from doing. So my question to you is simple. How long will you keep waiting? Another year? Another 5 years? Or will today be the day you stop waiting and start living the life you were meant to live? Passion is not something that falls from the sky, and it is not something you wake up one morning and suddenly discover. Many people spend years searching for passion as if it were a hidden treasure waiting to be found, but the truth is far different. Passion is born out of action. It grows when you start doing something, when you begin moving forward even if you are not sure where the path will lead. Too often, people waste their best years waiting for clarity, waiting for that magical moment of inspiration, waiting until they feel ready. But readiness never comes, and waiting never produces passion. It is only when you start acting, when you take that first step, that passion begins to reveal itself. Think about a child learning how to paint or play music. At first, the child has no passion for it, only curiosity. They pick up a brush or an instrument and begin. In the beginning, it might be messy, even frustrating. But slowly, as they continue practicing, their skills improve, and with improvement comes joy. The more they act, the more invested they become, and from this investment, passion is created. Action is the soil, effort is the water, and over time, passion grows like a plant. If the child had only sat still waiting to feel passion before ever trying, nothing would have happened. The same is true for your life. So many people say, I am waiting to find what I love. But love is not waiting for you somewhere. It is built through commitment and persistence. When you throw yourself into a task, when you work on it day after day, something changes inside you. At first, it may feel ordinary, even boring. But consistency turns the ordinary into extraordinary. Suddenly, the task you once thought was small becomes meaningful. The effort you gave begins to pay off, and the results create momentum. This momentum is passion, and it would never have come without action. The world is filled with examples of people who found their passion not by waiting, but by acting. Entrepreneurs did not sit idle until they discovered a dream idea. They started by solving small problems, and along the way, passion developed. Artists did not wait until they felt a burning fire inside. They began with simple sketches, mistakes, and failures, and over time their dedication gave birth to passion. Even in relationships, passion does not appear on the first day. It grows as two people invest time, effort, and energy into each other. The principle is always the same: action first, passion later. Waiting is comfortable, but action is powerful. When you take action, you might fail. You might discover that the thing you tried is not for you. But even then, you are not wasting time. Every step forward teaches you something new. Every experience shapes your understanding of yourself, and each attempt brings you closer to what will eventually ignite your passion. Failure is not wasted energy. It is part of the process that makes passion possible. Action gives you clarity that waiting can never provide. This is why people who succeed in life are not necessarily the ones who had passion from the start, but the ones who dared to begin. They created passion by moving, trying, building, and learning. They understood that passion is not a prerequisite, it is a result. If you wait for passion before starting, you will remain stuck. But if you start, passion will find you along the way. Many people never begin their journey because they are waiting for the perfect conditions. They tell themselves they need more money, more time, more skills, or more confidence before they can start. They think passion only arrives when everything lines up perfectly, as if life will present them with a clear sign that the time is right. But perfection is an illusion. If you wait for everything to be perfect, you will wait forever. The reality is that nothing is ever perfect, and those who succeed are the ones who start with what they have, where they are, and with whatever tools are available to them. When you stop chasing perfection, you give yourself the freedom to actually create progress. Think of the countless entrepreneurs who started businesses in their garages or small apartments. They did not have fancy offices, investors, or detailed roadmaps. What they had was an idea and the courage to act. At first, their products or services were far from perfect, but through action, feedback, and improvement, they grew into something extraordinary. The lesson here is simple. Perfection is not the starting line, progress is. The pursuit of perfection often becomes the greatest excuse for procrastination. People say, "I'll start when I'm ready," but readiness never truly comes. Every expert was once a beginner, every master was once unskilled, and every leader once doubted themselves. The only way they became who they are today is by beginning before they felt ready. Starting small is not a weakness. It is the foundation of greatness. What looks imperfect now will evolve into something better tomorrow if you keep going. Think of an artist painting on a blank canvas. The first strokes might look awkward and unbalanced. If the artist demanded perfection from the very beginning, they would never pick up the brush. But by allowing themselves to begin, even imperfectly, the picture gradually takes shape. Layer by layer, detail by detail, beauty emerges. The same applies to your life. If you wait until your vision is perfect in your mind, you will never create anything. If you start with what you have, you give yourself the chance to build, refine, and improve. Chasing perfection also steals the joy of learning. Growth happens when you are willing to make mistakes and embrace imperfection. Every mistake is a teacher, every setback a lesson. Those who fear imperfection miss out on these lessons and remain stuck. But those who move forward despite the flaws gain wisdom, resilience, and clarity. Over time, their imperfect beginnings become stories of triumph because they dared to start when others hesitated. Look at history's most influential figures. None of them started perfectly. They stumbled, they failed, they made countless errors, but they did not wait. They acted, and their action produced experience. That experience gave them the knowledge to improve, and improvement eventually led to success. They were not perfect people, they were persistent people. When you stop chasing perfection, you also silence the fear of judgment. Many people hesitate to start because they worry about what others will think if their effort is not flawless. But the truth is, people are not inspired by your perfection, they are inspired by your persistence. They are moved by seeing you start small, struggle, and grow. Your imperfections make you relatable, and your determination makes you admirable. The key is to shift your mindset from perfection to progress. One imperfect step forward is better than 1,000 perfect ideas that never leave your mind. The act of starting is more important than the conditions you start with. Over time, small imperfect steps compound into remarkable results, but none of that is possible if you do not begin. Passion is not something you wake up with one day as if it suddenly appears fully formed. Passion is built step by step through consistent effort and commitment. People often believe that they need to first discover a perfect passion before they can start working hard. But in reality, passion grows when you invest your energy, time, and dedication into something. The more you commit, the deeper your connection becomes and the stronger your sense of purpose develops. Passion is not just about what excites you at the beginning. It is about what you are willing to endure and fight for even when the excitement fades. When you commit to something, you give yourself the chance to fall in love with the process. At first, it may feel uncertain or even difficult, but as you keep pushing forward, you begin to see progress. That progress fuels your confidence, and confidence fuels your passion. Every small victory, every milestone you achieve, strengthens your belief in what you are doing. Without commitment, you never get to experience that growth, and without growth, passion cannot thrive. Many people quit too early because they expect passion to feel like constant excitement. They think if the work feels hard or if obstacles come, then it must not be their passion. But true passion is not about avoiding struggle. It is about finding meaning in the struggle. When you face setbacks yet still choose to continue, that is when passion is tested and strengthened. The challenges you overcome become part of your story, and they create a deeper bond with the path you are on. Think about a musician learning an instrument. At first, the process is frustrating. The notes sound wrong, the hands feel clumsy, and progress seems slow. If the musician expects instant passion, they will give up quickly. But if they commit, practicing day after day, the music begins to flow more naturally. Over time, the sound becomes beautiful, and what was once difficult becomes a source of joy. That joy transforms into passion, but it only arrives because of persistence. Passion also grows when you align your effort with purpose. Purpose is not something you wait to discover. It is something you create through consistency. When you dedicate yourself to improving, learning, and serving others with your skills, you begin to see how your work impacts the world. That impact gives your journey meaning, and meaning fuels passion. Without persistence, you never reach that point of clarity where purpose and passion merge. There will be days when you feel tired, unmotivated, or even doubtful. But it is in those very moments that persistence matters most. Anyone can be excited at the beginning, but passion is for those who refuse to quit even when it is not easy. Each time you overcome those low moments, you are training your mind and heart to stay connected to your goal. Over time, your persistence builds unshakable resilience, and resilience is what makes passion unbreakable. Success stories are filled with examples of people who did not start out with obvious passion. They found their passion along the way because they stayed committed when others gave up. The more they invested in their work, the more meaningful it became. That meaning turned into love for what they were doing, and that love kept them moving forward through every hardship. Passion is rarely a spark that appears instantly. It is a fire that you build, feed, and protect with commitment.